This is Minnesota Lakes on Chain. I came up with the idea for this project when I was dating my girlfriend, and this was before I had moved to Minnesota, and I was like, wait, Minnesota is the land of 10,000 lakes, so it would be perfect. Like that sounds like the perfect like number for an NFT project because I was very into Web3, and so I went to the Minnesota DNR and I got that lake data, and that's what we're looking at. And so we started off with the Minnesota Lakes Explorer, and we can search for any lake, and if we click on it, we can see over here on the left side all of the fish catch data that we have. And so you can see black bullheads, black crappies, and you can see also the dates of each of the surveys. So as you can see, some of these dates are a bit old, a bit outdated. And there's so many lakes in Minnesota, it's almost impossible to keep an up-to-date database of all the fish, that are in all of the lakes without some sort of decentralized infrastructure that can help with that, which is what we're building at Minnesota Lakes on Chain. So, I said, okay, can we solve this, right? And so that's kind of where the idea of incentivizing anglers and lake goers to fish and providing a way to pipe that information back to the Minnesota DNR. So here's a demo of what that would kind of look like. You can see basically going back to some of the data that we have here, right? So we do also have that same data from the Minnesota DNR here, and we'll basically be pulling all of that in, right? But where it gets very interesting is when you're actually able to input your own, right? And so here we can see an example, and excuse this Michelob Golden Light logo. That's just like kind of like an Easter egg for people who are, fans. And this is why I did that. But anyway, so you can see here what it would look like when people actually verify their catches. We have the length of it, we have the name of it, this is the user's name, we have the date here, and we reward them with this fish token whenever they verify the catch. Now let me go ahead and show you what it looks like to verify a catch. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and click log catch here. We're going to go to our downloads. We're going to go to the fish catch, and this is what we're uploading, right? It's probably a smallmouth bass, so we can go ahead and say smallmouth bass, right? All right, so we run our AI verification, verified, write this to the blockchain, and we can see right here under our recent proofs that we have written that to the blockchain, and everybody can see that. And also, if you go down here, we also see that our picture, is added here to the fish gallery. So there is, a social aspect to it, and there are going to be like badges and ways for people to kind of see in the future, like a visual representation of what you're catching. And we can even go as far as creating videos to go with the idea is once we catch the fish, we can create these cartoon versions of it that will be like digital collectibles for the people who catch them. And as people move up the leaderboard, and as people catch more fish, we can basically reward those people who are heavy fishers, who are providing a lot of data. So this is just the beginning. This is just a demo. And essentially it'll turn into an app. But the idea here is to essentially make a community and a vehicle that has governance that also kind of moves forward the interests of Minnesota anglers for things like there's a fisheries board, the catfish fisheries board for the DNR. For the next year, they're having a board seat up. You know, we would want our community represented. You know, by getting appointed there. And we can, you know, maybe there are even some lakes that are, you know, there's some interesting ideas that we could come up with to basically move the movement forward. But I definitely the idea is will also allow people to kind of collect lakes and will generate revenue so that we can basically put on events. You know, like we want to partner with Michelob Golden Light to create to just, you know, do an event on the lake to promote lake going and fishing. So that's Minnesota Lakes on Chain, and I hope to talk to you more about this project.